Hey, what's happening, my friends? Jason Woodland here with Always the Journey TV. We are continuing right along with these phenomenal interviews, learning about all kinds of wonderful people out there in the community. Today, we are doing interview number 23. Thank you very much for joining us. I sincerely appreciate you dedicating your time to watching these interviews. We are spotlighting people all around the community to learn more about their businesses, their jobs, their art, their side hustles, their event spaces, everything in between. We want to learn about that. But more importantly, I want to learn from people who have passion about what they're doing. So again, thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel and throw us a thumbs up, and also give us a comment if you've got a question about any of the content that we're sharing. Today's small business shout out is the Pie Pizzeria here based in Utah. The Pie has definitely been a historical favorite for Utahns, and absolutely love the place. Today, I get the opportunity to interview a very dear and longtime friend. We've known each other for probably 15 or more years, I think, at this point. His name is Jim Rampton, or as I call him, Jimmy the Gent, because that's comes from one of my old favorite movies. It's an old mafia movie, and I always love to connect things to friends and have a good time with it. So anyway, Goodfellas represent. Like I said, we've known each other for about 15 years. We've worked together on a handful of different things, and we spent quite a few years together actually in the business consulting and business finance arena. So Jim has got a really wide range, very deep background in finance and sales and customer service alike. So Jim has been married and to Val, and she's awesome as well. He's a father of two. He's born and raised here in Utah. He enjoys outdoor activities, especially in the mountains. If there's a place to hike, fish, camp, or picnic, Jim loves to be there with his family and chocolate Labrador, Sadie. He loves movies, music, and watching Jeopardy. Professionally, Jim has a background in sales, customer service, like I was mentioning. He enjoys interacting with customers and solving problems, of which he is extremely good at. At Seek, a Utah-based augmented reality company, Jim is the VP of client services, which is a fun way, he says, as account manager. Essentially, he helps clients find the most success possible when offering augmented reality solutions to their customers. And he does phenomenal work over there. I'm really excited to do a more deep dive on his company and what they do over there to help clients. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce my good friend, Jim Rampton. What's happening, my man?
How's it going, Jason?
It's going awesome. Well, Jimmy the Gent, that's right. I've had you in my phone for years and years.
I know you tell me that occasionally, so I like to throw it in whenever I'm talking to you. So this is perfect.
That's awesome, man. How's your morning going so far?
Morning's great. It's great. It's nice and sunny here in Utah, and yeah, I love the sunshine. So it's always nice. A little chilly, but it's good.
Totally agree. So yeah, how's Val doing, by the way? I haven't seen her for a while either.
Val's doing great. With the whole COVID thing, we're kind of homebodies. So it's good that we like each other.
It helps, doesn't it?
Definitely helps.
That's awesome, man. So I'm really excited for my viewers to also learn more about what it is that you do for your job and what your company does overall. But I'd like to first learn, what was it that inspired you to get involved with the company that you're at right now and to do what you're currently doing?
You know, when I first learned about Seek, I didn't really have a lot of history or background or know much about the company. But as soon as I learned about the product that we've developed, we're patented. We've got 2 patents on the product and the technology. But as soon as I learned about it, it instantly clicked in my head as to the tremendous value. And I started with Seek before the whole COVID shutdown, but since then it has really exploded in terms of the need and the use case for our product. So I started with Seek just by, I just kind of stumbled upon the company, and they're based here in Utah in Lehi. And it's been so much fun being part of that team.
Nice. That's awesome. As we've talked throughout the years, and I love learning about disruptive technologies in general. And as you
Mhm.
know, I've studied Bitcoin in the blockchain space for many, many years. The the augmented and virtual reality worlds. Can you tell my viewers a little bit of the primary difference between what virtual reality is and what augmented reality is, so they have a better understanding there?
Okay, so virtual reality, we always think of it as like you're putting on a headset, right? So Ready Player One, that movie, or even something more practical like the Oculus Rift, where you put on goggles and you can look around, and that's really cool. That's great tech, but from a practicality standpoint, I mean, it's not something that you're going to use outside of maybe some entertainment for most applications. There are some applications that it can be used in a practical and professional way, but VR, for the most part, you put on a headset and you're kind of immersed that way into a different reality. Augmented reality is different in that we can use tools like our smartphones, our tablets, our computers. We've got some, new tech with like wearables that you can wear and see the reality. But you'd use your phone to be able to look through and see a placed item or a scene playing out through your phone, but it's also integrated with what's currently around you. So you're using a tool to be able to see something in your current space. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It makes perfect sense. So instead of, in essence, transporting to a completely different type of reality, as in the virtual reality concept,
Mm-hmm.
you're still in the here and now, but you're adding things virtually on top of a real situation, like maybe in your front room, for instance.
Right, exactly. You're overlaying something on top of your front room or your patio or your driveway, or I mean, even if you wanted to see what a building looks like in scale, you put it on an empty lot and you can see through your phone an entire building that's a 3D model, and you can see that in your current circumstance.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So tell us more specifically about your company and what it is that you guys do in its entirety.
Okay, so to here's kind of the tech speak that might be a little bit boring, but we have a platform that allows people to host their 3D models that they may already have or that we can help get created. So, say it's a 3D model of a couch, so that can be hosted on our platform, and then from there it can be shared and executed in all kinds of different platforms like Snapchat, Google's AR, on your website, but it all points back and it hosts from our website so that it's not using resources, and it's not our platform essentially makes the 3D model compatible with all sorts of different AR sources, because a lot of people will have a 3D model but don't know what to do with it from there. Our platform allows it to be distributed into all mainstream types of platforms.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's amazing. So, and then if you have a second, is there any way you could show us a little bit of what you're talking about? If you can maybe do a share screen or something?
I thought you'd never ask, Jason. Yeah, let's check it out. Let's check it out. So, all right.
Yeah, that way you can sort of show us like what it is that you're talking about as
Mhm.
yeah, that's awesome.
All right. So take a look here and let me know if you see our website here.
Okay. Yep, we've got it shared.
All right. So with our website, so right now, this is the platform. You can use that to check on and edit your models and then plan it on different places, like in this example, Snapchat. So this person is wearing their shoes that are through this Snapchat lens. It's probably a little bit hard to see, but what's cool is, say for example, you have a product that somebody wants to be able to see on your platform. So any product, as small as rings and jewelry, all the way up to something large like a car or a vehicle. Um, but you could have this cool 3D window right here on your website, and it can be totally interacted with so that a person can view that product right there in a 3D space. But then from that, they can actually put it in their own space. So if you were to scan that AR code right now with your phone, you could place that shoe on your desk in augmented reality. So imagine that you're shopping for furniture or what have you, or for example, one of our clients is Bullfrog Spas. Say you want to put a Bullfrog Spa in your backyard, but you don't know exactly how big it's going to be. So this is perfect to be able to drop that to scale right in your backyard. You can walk around it, you can place it in different areas, and then be able to see that. And some people have seen this kind of technology before, but the biggest difference is that we are web-based AR. So this can be on a regular website. People don't have to have an app like most other AR applications where it's gone through an app. This can be just from a regular website. But there's lots of different ways we can do it. And it doesn't have to just be a model that's still. So this is what we do for Lego and a project with Walmart. These models can be totally animated. And look, I can drag my mouse around and play around with this. And if you wanted to see it play out, my kids love this. So I pull this up on my phone, drop it on the kitchen counter, and they can see this little scene play out right in front of them. So it's a really cool tech that way.
Wow, that is unbelievable. So I'm really excited to learn. So Kate and I have sort of contemplated doing a hot tub over the last few years. Nice. And this year we were actually sort of doing some measurements and so forth. But I was trying to wrap my head around the scale, because we've got a really fun back patio, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't disrupting any of the view by having something too high. Right. So you're saying that with your platform, someone who's looking to shop for a hot tub can actually sort of place that hot tub and look at it for its scale and furniture in their setting.
Not only that, but you could place the hot tub right on your patio, and with the augmented reality, walk right into where the hot tub would be and kind of place yourself to a sitting level so you could see exactly what it would be like within that object right there.
Holy moly. That is absolutely amazing.
It's really a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. Doing your work, it sounds like it would just be like, just having fun. It doesn't even really sound like work almost.
Well, and just to see the great kind of feedback from our clients and their customers. Yeah. And the fact that some of the things that we've seen, it's not just fun and games. Yeah, it's cute. But at the same time, when we worked with overstock.com, they do a lot of furniture. Yeah. And they have a lot of returns. So by having a customer be able to place some of these larger objects before they buy, it reduced their return rate by over 40%. So can you imagine the savings for a business and the cost to be able to reduce your returns by 40%?
Holy moly. That's groundbreaking.
It really is.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more in detail on all the different types of things that you guys can do. Okay. So we've talked about hot tubs. We've talked about furniture, which is wildly imperative, because also over the last couple of years, my wife and I have thought about maybe doing a new couch downstairs.
Sure.
Well, how is that going to look? And is it going to, all the stuff, right? And so not only do I think that it could reduce returns, but it could also speed up that sales cycle. Because instead of someone being like, oh, I've taped it off, I just can't get really a good view of it. And so then they may procrastinate and not buy because they can't wrap their head around it. Now they're able to wrap their head around it within 15 or 20 minutes and execute a decision.
Exactly. And not only that, but it allows people to, the shopping experience can be changed in a big way, in the fact that So picture this. So imagine you send out a catalog, right? You're a furniture company. You send out a catalog of your products and you include that QR code that allows somebody to scan it and place it in their space. So imagine sending out a catalog with 50 products that have their own QR code. Somebody can sit and scan and place those from the catalog. So they don't even have to go to your website. They don't have to have a link sent to them. They're doing it shopping, which is the old-fashioned catalog, which I don't get as many, but when I get a catalog, I love to look through a catalog. It's a lot of fun. And so you can have those nice high-quality pictures of catalog, have the QR code, scan it, place it. So it really enhances the shopping experience quite a bit.
Holy moly. I mean, the level of disruption that you guys are creating and going to continue to create in the marketplace is going to be monstrous.
It really is. And, you know, it's going to become the standard where somebody wants to be able to see it in their space, see an item in their space, whether it's a coffee maker on a countertop or something else. They're going to want to see that and they're going to expect it going forward, where, you know, just like now people want, you know, they expect to have product pictures. Well, it's going to be pretty soon. They're going to want to be able to see a 360-degree angle of an object before they buy it.
Yeah. So, and you know, to continue down that path, this also could potentially include landscaping. So if you're going to, you know, maybe drop a couple $1,000s on a special large tree, you can actually place that in your yard, right?
Mm-hmm. So one thing that we're working on, this is a lot of fun. I'm glad you mentioned that. So landscaping from an industrial perspective, but we're creating the ability to be able to have multiple 3D models in the same experience, and persistence. Persistence means that you can look at how a model or a series of models look in a space and then share that to someone else. So they don't have to go in and add those. You send a link and say, hey, check this out. This is how it's going to look all put together. So can you imagine from a manufacturing standpoint where you got like an oil refinery that's got hundreds of machines and they're huge, and, you know, it's a very complicated process, but to be able to place and show how those will look from a standpoint, and then move those items around or, you know, adjust things however you want, a whole team can go in and look at that and analyze something. So it's not just a single product. It can be an entire manufacturing process.
Holy moly. So you're talking, I mean, really, the sky's the limit.
Right.
I mean, you could literally do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you can place buildings, you can do landscaping, you can do manufacturing facilities.
Right. Interior design. So you can have somebody, you know, put together a whole interior design package for a particular space and then show it.
Yeah, without having to go through all the work of moving it all in and then having a customer be like, I don't really like this, or you need to change this. They can have it all done and then execute the deal, and it's
right. Or say,
exactly what they wanted.
You know, instead of a blue couch, what does it look like with a cream colored couch? You know, and to just change those things instantly, because it's so hard to visualize how maybe one item might look in a room, but imagine 12 items in a room. You're not going to be able to picture all those things, but to be able to go through and do that from an augmented reality perspective, that's a reality.
Whoa, that's a reality. So what does this look like maybe for the future of car dealerships? Is this something that someone could, you know, possibly in the near future, if not now, sit on their couch, shop for a car and be like, you know, I maybe don't want to go out and test drive or whatever. I just want to get an idea of what the feel and look is first before I take that step. They could check it out on their couch and maybe look at the dashboard, maybe look at the steering wheel, maybe the height. What does that look like?
Well, Jason, I'm glad you asked. Here, check this out. So this is, you know, this is obviously not, like forever, but this is like a, you know, this is a 1-to-1 scale model of a Jeep Gladiator. So we we could refine this with more details, but a person would be able to see what that looks like. Or imagine buying a kayak or something large and being able to place it and see what it looks like exactly on top of your vehicle, or how you'd be able to store it in your own garage.
I was thinking that same thing, like it's a matter of storage. Whoa.
Right. So yeah, absolutely. This could be an option for anybody searching and wanting to do a car shopping experience.
Whoa, that is so awesome. I'm loving that. Okay, cool. So talk to me a little bit more now about the geographic locations your company covers overall.
So where it's based online, there are no limitations. So any website in the world can easily host one of these models from our platform, and it's accessible to anyone. We've got clients. We've got a big client in Japan. We've got clients. Nestle's one of our clients, and they have global applications all over the place with some of the things that they do. So right now we're already operating worldwide.
Nice. Is there any geographic location that is really taking to the augmented reality at this point, or does it seem to be dispersed throughout?
There are a couple places that are more technologically advanced that kind of embrace new things like this. One of those places is Australia. They really embrace some of this new tech, and we've got some clients in Australia that are really excited about how it's working for them.
Nice. One thing that I've sort of found, and I'm sure a lot of people have, especially, during this COVID experience, is that it's, technology was already on 100 miles per hour, but in my mindset, it's almost like someone dropped a cinder block on the foot that already had the gas pedal down, and it accelerated even more dramatically faster. Would you agree with the same thing?
Yeah, I've talked with a lot of customers and a lot of people kind of in this space and in tech. And one of the common things is that the barrier to entry to be able to create things is lower than ever. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what you want to create, but there's so many great resources. Like if you want to learn how to code, jump on YouTube, do some Google searches, and there are so many great resources. A person could teach themselves how to code. The barrier to entry to those types of things is lower than it ever has been in the history of the world. And I think it's just going to get better from here.
Yeah, I totally agree. In fact, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, I jumped on Pluralsight, and I thought, hey, I'm going to take some courses for the fun of it. And I went through a full-blown cybersecurity course. It took me, I think, 10 or 12 hours or something like that. I'm not in the cybersecurity space, but, having all that added knowledge that, just right there at the tip of your fingertips. So it's...
Yeah, and Pluralsight, that's a perfect example, because it's not just, Joe whoever throwing up a YouTube video. Some of those are very helpful, but with Pluralsight, these are courses that are actually curated and put together by experts in their fields. So yeah, there's so much that you can learn just from a place like Pluralsight. You could camp out on Pluralsight for months and
yeah, you could.
and have the equivalent of a college degree.
That is awesome. So tell me a little bit now, for someone watching this video, who does your perfect client look like? So if someone were to say, hey, I want to work with these guys, or I want to refer someone to them, who is that person?
So I would say anyone who has a physical product that would like to showcase maybe how it would look or feel from a perspective in somebody's own space. So, it's probably, a traditional application of AR probably not going to work for someone who makes business cards, or someone who is a bakery. That kind of stuff might be difficult, but anyone with a physical product that, coffee mug, a mouse, a cell phone, a water bottle. Any kind of physical product that people are going to be looking at from a 3D perspective, then it's going to be applicable to them. So it doesn't matter how small or large a company might be, that they can have a practical use and application for augmented reality.
Okay, so that was going to be my follow-up question is, let's say there's a 2-person company. but they want to work with you. Can you work with them?
Typically, yeah. So, generally speaking, our pricing starts at around $1,500 a month, but from a sales conversion perspective, it's a minuscule amount.
Yeah.
So, having a company that has a marketing budget can probably use and extrapolate success from augmented reality.
Nice. Okay, so that's great. So there's not such thing as too small, and there's no such thing as too big in terms of company size. It's just to do with what their budget looks like and what they're trying to accomplish within their company.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, perfect. The other question I have then, as far as product goes, you were giving you an example of mugs and mouse. Mice. I was going to say mouses, but that doesn't really work. And other those smaller products, but I mean, it can go if someone comes to you and they say, "Hey, I've got an idea for a 40-story skyscraper, and I want to see how it's going to work in this space." You can do that for them.
Absolutely. Imagine that. I mean, it's just when you start to think about this, the wheels just really begin to turn, and of all the applications that you could use this with.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then also, the popular thing right now with a lot of these condo complexes are to build some kind of a livable space up on the roof. Of course, real estate is so much money if you're building creating playgrounds and barbecue stations and stuff like that on the ground, where the ground is worth so much money. You're able to now build out condos or parking spaces and then put that space up on the roof. Let's say someone came to you and they said, okay, we've got this building and we want to create, barbecue stations and couches and some fire pits and that kind of stuff. You can also create that in that space as well to see how it spaces and see how that looks. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. we can help with that. So, I mean, we can even build out, essentially a 3D room with the products placed in that room. So with dimensions and things like that, we can create an augmented reality experience out of that too. So yeah, there's so much that can be done with it.
Okay, man, that's so cool. I'm trying to yes, I've been studying the space for some time and I've got a good grasp on it, but for someone who is not familiar with AR, it's going to be tough to wrap their head around. And that's why I'm trying to really granularize what it is that you guys can create, because I mean, it's virtually anything.
Right. I mean, virtually essentially it's virtually anything. We can augment that reality.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, if any of the listeners here have any questions about maybe a practical use that how it could apply to their business and their products, hit me up. I'm happy to answer questions and give ideas and brainstorm. It's really, I mean, again, if there is a physical product that someone sells, it makes sense to be able to have a 3D view of it.
Nice. So, all right. So what is the best way for someone to get a hold of you guys?
Generally just straight through the website and our contact info there, seekxr.com. Hey, there it is on the screen. I see it. You're all prepared. Nice. So yeah, you can find us that way. But yeah, we're easy to get a hold of.
All right, cool. So, and if they had a question for you specifically, can they request to speak with you through the website?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Just say, hey, I want to talk to Jimmy the Gent.
Jimmy the Gent.
Put me in touch with Jimmy the Gent.
I love it. And you guys are based out of Lehi, Utah. Is that right?
We are. Yeah, right now. So that's where our office is. Right now, our office is kind of closed. You can find people there kind of throughout the week, but generally it's just easiest to contact us online. We can set up a Zoom call or what have you.
Nice. And approximately, I mean, just to get an idea for scale of your company, how many employees do you guys currently have approximately?
So we're still very much a startup in that, we don't have a dedicated HR department. We have people wearing multiple hats, things like that. We have about 25 people, heavy on the dev side. And yeah, it's, pretty much a small business still.
I love it. That is so awesome. So Jim, as we move to a close, I always like to ask my interviewees what their favorite song or their favorite quote is, or both.
Let's see. Since quotes, there's so many awesome quotes, I'm going to go the easy route and just go with a song.
All right, cool.
So my favorite band is a band called Tool.
Yep.
And you can see my Tool picture back there. It's about 4 feet by 5 feet. It's big.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
Yeah. So one of my favorite songs by Tool is called Lateralus, and it's about looking ahead to the future, planning for the future, remembering that life is short, that pain is only temporary, and that we can all become better as people and as individuals. And Lateralus is a song that talks about that. Dang.
That is awesome. And that's definitely a lot of the lessons we're learning here in 2020, isn't it?
That's right. That hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's changes coming down the pipeline and everything else. So
yeah,
hopefully they're all going to be better.
Awesome. Well, it definitely sounds like you and Seek are on the forefront of a lot of those things to make things better, connect people technologically with the things they're shopping for and what makes sense in their lives. You guys really help companies not only increase sales, but also retention.
Absolutely.
Retention of clients. I mean, you guys are hitting both ends of the spectrum, and it's phenomenal.
We really are. And, and that's what's fun. And I don't think that AR is just a fad. It's not just something, right. It's not something cute. There can be cute things like, the Lego sets that we saw, but those animated Lego set renderings is something that really has been driving their sales and making their customers happy too. So it's got staying power for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Awesome, Jim. This has been a real pleasure being able to talk to you and learn more about your work and your company.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on. This is a great podcast.
Thanks a lot, man. I'm going to put you back in the green room for a few moments while I wrap up, if you don't mind.
Sounds good.
Awesome, my friend.
See you later.
Thanks. So there you have it, my dear friend Jim Rampton, rocking it over at Seek. These guys are absolutely amazing. Check them out here at the website, seekxr.com. They're a Utah-based company, and they are doing phenomenal work. They've got a lot of really great partnerships, and they're working on a lot of really great things continuing on. And as you see, they can work with anything from really small businesses to the biggest businesses that you can be, and everything in between. So learn more about them, and I wish you all a wonderful rest of your week. Be sure to subscribe, throw us a thumbs up, add some comments. If you've got some questions, we'll be sure to jump right on it and answer those for you. Thank you very much for your time, and you have an amazing rest of your week, like I mentioned. Take care.